Okay, folks, pay attention closely. This is one of the most important videos you're ever going to see, and you have to watch every minute of it and pay close attention. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you know that I've been telling you that Elvis had an identical twin that died at birth. And that is why the Twin Towers came down on 9/11. Everything's connected to Elvis and his identical twin. And you know that I am predicting two twin events. That Trump's going to get his head wound on August 4th in Ohio. And August 4th is Obama's birthday. Trump gets the head wound in Ohio and he survives the wound because Trump is Elvis's replacement twin that died. You know, his identical twin died, right? Elvis's. That's why Trump was the replacement. Anyway, and Elvis somehow manifests, his name, his number, or his image somehow manifests after a spectacular event in Seattle on June 11th, 6/11 in Seattle. And you know, Trump is born in the month of June, and June on the oldest Roman calendar was the fourth month. So the sixth month was the fourth month. So when you see that I'm predicting this spectacular event in Seattle on June 11th, understand that June 11th also means April 11th, 4/11, okay? Because June used to be the fourth month. But, you know, the actual event is going to happen on June 11th. But it's connected to the 4/11. You'll see why I'm showing you that in a moment. Just make sure you watch the whole video and pay attention closely. So January 8th is the day the twins were born, the identical twins, Elvis and Jesse. And January 8th equals, in Gematria, it equals 147, 66, 204, 69. Just remember these four numbers, 146, 66, 204, 69, because January 8th equals the exact same as April 11th. It's the only other date that equals January 8th. It equals the exact same numbers, 147, 66, 204, 69. Okay? So April 11th is January 8th, basically. And I told you on the old Roman calendar, June 11th would be April 11th. The day I'm telling you that Seattle gets struck, June 11th. It's all going to come together. Just pay attention. You'll understand. It's all about the 411, what I'm trying to show here. So there's two ways to count on a time and date calculator. If you want to know how many days are in between a certain date. So from January 1st to January 8th, the day that Elvis and his twin were born in 1935, the identical twins were born. So from the 1st of the month to January 8th, can be either 7 days. See, it's not including that day. It'll be 7 days. But if you include that day, it would be 8 days, including that day. So it's 7 or 8. Now watch this. So you go into the devil and the details. So the amount of time in between is 2.19%. 2.19% for 8 days. And for 7 days, it's 1.92%. And if you add those up, remember, Jesse was the firstborn that died. Elvis was the secondborn. So that's how you would count it. 1.92% for this, you know, like I showed you for 7 days. And 2.19% was the 8th day. And if you add those two up together, it's 4/11. You see that? 4.11. And you know, Seattle is in Washington State, right? Like I said, Washington plays a big part in this charade. And Washington's birthday celebrated on 2/22. And it's been 222 years since Washington died. And it's year 222. Okay, you understand? It's just too many coincidences here. So Washington, his birthday celebrated on 2/22, and Seattle's in Washington. If you go from Elvis's birthday, the day the identical twins were born, go forward 411 days, it lands on February 22nd. 4/11. lands on Washington's celebrated birthday. You see? Or, check this out. You can put 11 weeks and 4 days. You know, it's backwards the numbers, 411. And that would be 2 months and 22 days, which also is 81 days from Elvis's birthday to March 30th. See, the reason I'm showing you this is because it's got the 33 code, because the 33 is the number of ascension. Okay? It's the highest number in Freemasonry. Because Jesus died at the age of 33 and he rose from the dead at 33. See, that's why it's so important. Anyway, from Elvis's birthday, the day the identical twins were born, to March 30th, the 3-3 with a crown, 33. It's 81 days. It's 8-1. It's the opposite of the 1-8. You see, 1-8, 8-1. 2 months, 22 days. That's Washington's birthday. 2 months, 22 days. Okay? And it's 11 weeks, 4 days. It's the backwards of 411. And I told you that this year, Elvis's birthday is the most important year. This is the year that Elvis turned 87 years old in the year 222. 87, 2022. And if you put 87, 2022 into the Gematria calculator, look what you get. Look at that. 411 on the top and 411 at the bottom here. These are just totals, right? So it's starting with a 411, ending with a 411. It's like a circle. You understand what I'm saying? It's the beginning and the end. And like I said, it's about Elvis turning 87 in 2022, right? And from Elvis's birthday, if you go forward 87 days, it lands on April 4th, the 4-4. And I told you 44 is the kill number. 44 equals kill. And the word anti, because I told you Elvis is the Antichrist. Anti equals 44. And I told you Elvis turned 87 this year. And look at this. It's 2 months and 28 days, right? Why is this important? Because check this out. Elvis, he died on August 16th, right? And August 16th just happens to be the 228th day of the year. You see that? 228. And that's what I was just showing you here. 2 months, 28 days was the 87. Elvis turned 87 this year, and it landed on 4-4, the kill number. And do you think it's just a coincidence that Martin Luther King was killed 33 years after Elvis was born? 33 years after, Martin Luther King, and Elvis was known as the King, so the King had the King whacked, and Elvis lived in Memphis, Tennessee, when this King was killed. So Elvis the King, because that's what they call Elvis the King, he was killed on 4-4. 33 years after Elvis was born in 1935. And it just so happens that Seattle is in King County, and now King County is named after Martin Luther King. This happened in 2005. It used to be named after a different person named King. They changed it in 2005 to Martin Luther King because they're going to destroy this place, okay? Just like they destroyed MLK. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's why I was showing you that Elvis turned 87 this year in 2022, right? 222. From Elvis's birthday to April 4th was 87 days, right? And Washington, it was founded on November 11th, okay? The Washington state when it was founded. And from April 4th to 11/11, the day Washington was founded, is 222 days. You see that? And it just so happens it's 7 months, 8 days. It's the backwards of the 87. You see that? But it's 222 days. And also, the devil is in the details. I told you, look, 666%. Look at that, 60.66%. And this only happens in a leap year. Do you get the 60.66% for 222 days? See, it's a leap year. That's why. Did you get what I just showed you? Elvis turned 87 in 2022. You see what I'm saying? from Elvis's birthday to 4/4, it was 87 days. From 4/4 to 11/11 was 222 days. Elvis turned 87 this year in 2022. And look at the numbers. 4/11, 4/11, 11/4, 11/4. It's the 4/11. You see what I'm saying? Which I was showing you earlier. Just like I told you that Seattle's going to get struck on June 11th, and on the old Roman calendar, June was April. June was the 4th month. And the 4th month was the 2nd month. And this is Washington's original birthday, 2/11. See, they celebrated on 2/22, but 2/11 was his original birthday. When they changed the calendar to the Gregorian calendar from the Julian calendar, it became 2/22. Anyway. And Washington's original birthday, February 11th, was the 42nd day of the year. And why is that important? Because Elvis died at the age of 42. And also, Washington is the 42nd state. Okay? And here's something interesting. From February 22nd, the day they celebrate Washington's birthday, his new birthday, and it's the year 2022, remember, right? So it's 2/22, and to April 4th, the kill number is 42 days. And look, it's 114. You see what I'm saying? It's the 411114 number. 1 month, 14 days, 42 days. And again, I'm just reminding you before I show you more. So Elvis turned 87 years old in 2022, right? And I told you from Elvis's birthday to 4/4, the MLK death date, and the 44 is the kill number. It was 87 days. From the kill number and MLK's death to 11/11, which is the Washington founding date, was 222 days, okay? And Elvis turned 87 in the year 2022. This is Washington's founding date, 11/11. And from Washington's founding date, the exact date, November 11th, 1889, to the exact day that Elvis died, back in August 16, 1977, it just happens to be 87 years in between. You see that? So from the exact day that Washington was founded till the day Elvis died is 87 years in between. You see what I'm trying to explain to you? Because Elvis turned 87 years old this year. That's why it's super important. And from the day Elvis died, if you went forward 87 days, it lands on 11/11, the day Washington was founded. You see? Another 87 connection to this, to the 11/11. Up to this day, not counting that day. It doesn't matter. It's still 87 or 88 days, but it can be counted as 87. And remember, I told you that Elvis turned 87 in this year, 2022, right? 87 and 222. His twin, this is how it's spelled. His identical twin that died at birth, it's spelled with an I on his gravestone. All right? So that's how it's spelled, his name. You see? It equals 22287. You see that? And Elvis turned 87 in the year 2022. Do you see? And remember, I was telling you that between Elvis's birthday and April 4th, there's 94 days. There's 87 days, and Elvis turned 87 this year, right? But April 4th is actually the 94th day of the year, all right? And why am I showing you this? Because from Elvis's birthday, January 8th, if you went forward 94 days, it lands on April 11th. See, it's the 4/11 again. And look, folks, I have some mind-blowing info coming up right now. But first, let me recap again before I show you the mind-blowing info. So remember, January 8th, the only other date that equals the same as January 8th, the day the identical twins were born, the only other date that equals January 8th is April 11th, the 4/11, right? And I told you when the twins were born, the seventh day was 1.92%. Elvis was the 2.19%. If you add those two together, it's 4.11. It's the 411 again. And from Elvis's birthday, if you go forward 411 days, it lands on February 22nd, Washington's birthday when it's celebrated. And I told you Elvis turned 87 in 2022. And 87 2022 equals 411 and 411. You see 411, it's the forward and the backward, beginning, end. And between Elvis's birthday to 4/4, it's 87 days. From 4/4 to 11/11, when Washington was founded, is 222 days. Elvis turned 87 in 222. You get it? MLK was killed on 4/4 in Memphis, Tennessee. Elvis lived in Memphis, Tennessee. MLK was the king. Elvis was known as the king. King had the king whacked. And Seattle is in King County, named after MLK now. And you have the 411 here, 411 here. Do you get it? Now pay attention carefully. Vernon Presley, Elvis's dad, was born in 1916. 1916 is a leap year. So April 10th is actually April 11th, the day he's born. Okay? Because April 10th lands on April 11th's regular day on a leap year. Do you get it? So even his dad is connected to the 411. So get ready. Here comes the mind-blowing info. So hold on. Let me show you. When Elvis was the first famous person to take the polio shot. He was the first famous person to take an injection on live television. And he did it on Bill Gates' first birthday. Bill Gates was born October 28, 1955. And Bill Gates is born in Seattle, where the Space Needle is, okay? So Elvis took an injection on live television October 28, 1956. Now, from October 28, 1956, the day that Elvis took the needle, Bill Gates' first birthday, Bill Gates lives in Seattle, next to the needle, to April 4th, the day MLK was killed. And remember, MLK is now named after King County in Seattle. That's why it's important. So from that day, the exact day, to the exact day MLK was killed, from the needle day, look, this is what's important. The devil is in the details. Look. You see that? 1144.11. So it's the 114 forward, 411 backwards. You see that? 1144.11 for that. You see? Do you get what I'm trying to show you? It's these numbers. It's these numbers right here. 1144.11. 1144.11. Do you see? It's basically the 411 twice. And that was from the day Elvis took the needle to the day the king died. Okay? And it was 1144.11. You see what I'm trying to show you here? And wait, like I said, it gets more crazier. Let me just show you this real quick. So from Washington's founding date of 11/11 to April 4th, MLK death date, is 146 days. It's 14/6. You see that? Or 6/14 backwards. That's when Trump was born, 6/14. Okay, and that there's a reason why I'm showing you this, because from Elvis's birthday, the day he's born, to the exact day that Trump is born, it is, remember, the devil is in the details. You see that? Do you understand how ridiculous that is? It's the 1144.11 again. Exact same amount of days. Look, see, it's 4,176 days. The same as what I just showed you with from the needle day. Elvis took the needle to April 4th, the king died. Same thing, 114411, you see. So now remember, I just showed you from Elvis's birthday, the day he's born, to the exact day that Trump was born was the 4,176 days, which was the 114411, right? Now let's go backwards from Elvis's birthday, 4,176 days. Let's see where it lands. You see? It lands on August 4th. Today I'm telling you Trump's going to get his head wound on Obama's birthday. You see? 114411. Like I said, if you believe in coincidences like this, you're nuts. Or how about this information? You know, the identical twins, Jesse and Elvis, they both equal 67 and 67, right? And if you just went from the first of the month, you know, which means, you know, nothing except for it's the first of the year, and you go up to June 7th, which is the 6-7, it lands, it's the 4,176 days. It's the 114411. You see what I'm saying? It's just, I was just showing you that because they both equal 67. That's all I'm saying. And if you've been watching my videos, you know how important the 67 is to this puzzle. And you know June 11th is the 162nd day of the year, right? But like I told you, there's two ways to count it. From the first of the month up to June 11th is 161 days if you don't include that day. But if you include that day, it's 162. So let's see with 161 days how much it is from the 1st to the June 11th when I'm telling you Seattle's going to get struck. Look, it's 44.11%. Do you see that? It's missing the 11 in the front. But it's a, you know, it's, my point is it's connected. So when you see 44.11%, then you know it's connected to June 11th. Like what I'm about to show you here. From Elvis's death date, August 16th, 1977, the day Elvis died, to the day Trump's going to get his head wound on Obama's birthday this year, look at this. 44 years, 11 months. There's your 4411 again. Okay? And it's even got Trump's numbers and Elvis's age in there. Look, 4-2 is 42, and Trump was born on 6/14. It's all mixed in there, you know, the numbers. But this is what's important, the 4411. And remember, I told you that Trump was born on June 14th. And he's going to get his head wound on August 4th, Obama's birthday. But look at this. Obama was born August 4th, 1961. So from August 4th, 1961, the day Obama was born, to the day Trump gets his head wound on his birthday this year. First of all, let's look at this. It's 61 years. Elvis was born in the 1st month. Trump was born in the 6th month. Okay? That's when the insurrection happened. And I told you insurrection equals resurrection. It's the same thing in Gematria. And look at this. It's got the 222. And you know Elvis died on the 228th day of the year. It's got that in there. Okay? And there's 2 months, 28 days in between Elvis's birthday and 4/4. And so check this out. Let's look at the devil in the details. Look at that. See, it's got the 6/14 and the 4/11. You see what I'm saying? I told you. It's all connected, folks. And you know what's funny? Even June 11th has those three numbers in it. It's not in order, but instead of it being 411 or 114, it's 141. I just thought that was interesting also. And I told you how it was connected to Washington being the first George. Then the second George was Bush Sr. George Bush was the 41st president, George Bush Sr. So the first George Washington, then George W. again, George W. Bush. And I told you that 1 plus 41 equals 42. That's why when you see the 411 or the 114, it's, you know, it's like a 42 number. 41 plus 1 is 42. And here, let me just show you one last thing. That way you can see that nothing is a coincidence. So obviously it's important that 1 year passes by, because I told you from January 8th forward 411 days, it landed on Washington's celebrated birthday, 222. So let me show you what happens when you go from the first of the month. I meant to say the first of the year. So from the first of the year, if you go forward up to Washington's celebrated birthday, passing 1 year, check this out. Look what happens. Okay, it's 114.25. Okay, now pay attention. 114.25. That's not counting that day. Now let's put that day in. Now we added that day. It's 418 days now instead of 417, and it becomes 114.52%. The other one was 25%. Now watch what happens. So George's birthday, it can be, like I said, when you don't add the day, it's 114.25. When you add the day, it's 114.52, and this is the total: 228.77. 228.77. August 16th is the 228th day of the year. Elvis died on August 16th, 77. Did you see that? August 16th is the 228th day. He dies in 77. And Washington, his birthday is equal to 228.77. August 16th, 1977. You see? 228th day of the year is August 16th. You see, now you see what's going on here? Anyway, folks, listen, I have an hour's worth of more information about this, but it's just going to get convoluted, information overload. So I'm just going to tell you to watch the video again to understand it better, because it is one of the most important videos to make you understand what's going on here. All right. End of video.